What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bulletz Gotti. Well, this video, I was really sitting back and I was looking at a couple of interviews, and I was saying to myself, I said that the music industry don't got the real ones. And what I mean the real ones is the Suge Knights, the Eric B's, the Dame Dash, the Irv Gottis, the J Princes, you know what I'm saying, and the Chris Lighties of the game, and even Benzino. They don't have dudes like that in the game that really is about the game. Let's keep it real, right? If you look at the 99% of you look at the music industry, dudes like Suge Knight, Ray Benzino, and Dame Dash is blackballed because actually they stood for something. And when you stand for something and you go against the grain in the music industry and you call the vultures out, you become public enemy number one. Like a Irv Gotti, like a Ray Benzino, you know, like a Dame Dash, like a Suge Knight. You become public enemy number one. You know, you have to really look at the game like this. The industry like this, right? A lot of these dudes in the game is so caught up with trying to outdo the artist, rob the artist, or want to be a star like the artist. Okay, they're not real A&Rs. They're not trying to get an artist a bag. Let's just keep it real. So when you got a J Prince, Master P, a Chris Lighty, a Dame Dash, Suge Knight, you know, a Benzino, guys like that really look at it like, hold on. This is how the industry. This is why the industry fear these dudes. You know, like I'm watching. You know, like when dudes throw shots at Dame and dudes throw shots at Benzino and dudes throw shots at Suge. I'm like, y'all dudes throwing shots at these men, and even Irv Gotti. Y'all throw shots at these men just because of their stances. Just because of their stances in the industry. That dudes throw shots at them. They went against the grain. Irv went against the grain. You know. All these dudes went against the grain. Master P, he went against the grain. You know. But in my opinion, when you look at a lot of these dudes, a lot of these dudes ain't trying to get, like, they getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? In the game. Let's keep it real. Like, when you look at Rakim and Eric B, right? Look at the contract that Eric B got for Rakim himself. They had the $1 million contract. Eric B was out there, whether you say the tactics that he used to get dudes paid, dudes was getting paid. It's just like with Irv, like Irv took the risk and said, yo, 336 is coming out. I put all my money up for 336. Dame Dash, being that he was a loyal one to his mans, that basically you look at it, even Un is another good one, you know, but Dame, like how Dame invested in Jay and all his artists. He fought for his artists. There's nobody who could say that fought for their artists like Dame Dash. Suge Knight. Everybody will talk about Suge robbed this, Suge robbed that. But if you really look at it, Suge was trying to get dudes better contracts. He got Mary a better contract. He got Jodeci a better contract. If it wasn't for Suge doing what he did at Uptown Records, getting motherfuckers their best contracts and helping out a lot of these brothers in the game, you know, a lot of dudes wouldn't be as successful as they were. Like when we had Dr. Dre and them try to like portray Suge as this monster and this terrorist How is he? How is he a monster and a terrorist? What I saw was a man that was misunderstood by the industry. That's basically they call him an extortionist and all this and beating up people. But he was the one that was coming in there getting at these dudes like Andre Harrell and Russell Simmons and all these dudes for robbing the artists. So when you got a Suge Knight that's helping out this artists, when you got Andre Harrell, Russell, and all these dudes robbing they artists, but they'll make a Suge Knight look like, oh, he was just a bully, just bullying dudes. That's not what he was doing, and that's the same thing like with even with Benzino, right? With the source, right? They kicked him out of him and Dave Mays' magazine, so they could put the corporation in there. Just look at all these just look at what these dudes do, right? They all throw these people out their companies so they could put the corporation so the corporation go on. Just like what they did with Suge with Death Row. Just like what they did with Dame Dash Rockefeller. Just like what they did with Benzino with Source Magazine. You know what I'm saying? Push them out their company so the corporation can come in. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I respect about those three men is that it's about the business. DNY, another great brothers. That's about the business, but about helping out their people. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Suge and Dame and Benzino, I look at these dudes had great. There's a lot of greatness with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Sharp minds. And they don't like that black men have sharp minds because they want you to get along, go along. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. That's why when you look at it, like everybody want to portray, oh, Suge was just a thief. He was a robber. He was a bully. He was a dude that really was getting a lot of brothers paid and try to get a lot of brothers into the legitimate businesses. You know what I'm saying? Before Irv, got, Preem down with the whole Murder Inc. Preem was a part of Death Row East with Chaz and Big D and all of them, and Eric B. You know, so what people don't understand is that these brothers was getting brothers that's coming from prison and putting them in positions, putting a lot of real official men in business and getting them right. But you see, the industry, they fear that. The industry fears black men, successful black men that want to get everybody in a position of power. They all think it's just street shit and it's all BS. No, it's about position of power. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these industry dudes, these dudes that be suckers, they fear these type of men. This is why they have a Jimmy Henchman and the rest of these other dudes that come in there to go up with these type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that these dudes right here is solid men. Solid men. Industry don't have solid men in it. They have a lot of dudes that hate. When Dame was doing his thing, man, Dame was fighting for his people. You know what I'm saying? Dame fought for the state property dudes. He fought for Dipset. He fought for Kanye. He fought for Jay. He fought for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Suge was going in Interscope and all these other labels to tell him to set the record straight with a lot of these dudes because he want them to understand that, yo, listen, man, you ain't gonna rob these artists. This is how it's gonna go. That's why he helped out Jodeci and helped out Mary J. Blige to get better deals and get the pay. Because dudes was robbing. But they don't talk about that. They'll make it say, well, he just snatched these dudes and just took them from us. No. Y'all niggas was robbing. Even with Benzino with Source, like dudes was trying to do Dave Mays any type of way. Benzino went there, did what he did, and them dudes ran the Vibe magazine and shitted on the source and try to make, oh, Benzino was just a thug that just was muscled his way into a company. But that was his brother. You know what I'm saying? He helped out his brother Dave Mays because dudes was trying to kick them out and put the corporation in. They wanted to sell out the company to Quincy Jones and Tom Warner, and he wasn't going for that. They did it independent, and they was a successful magazine company that was on motherfucking Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I respect about Benzino, he self promoted his group himself in the magazine. That's a smart independent boss, and he was able to get them checks cut from all the major labels. So he was the smartest man in the game because he was able to get a bag from Universal, bag from Def Jam, bag from Ruthless, bag from Tommy Boy, bag from every label because he had the 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 wherewithal to understand his independency and understand his worth. So he was able to get a deal with Motown and all these labels, and was able to get huge bags, and was able to promote his record label and have the Source Awards on TV and cut deals like that. That's a small businessman. Benzino was a small businessman, and dudes fear that. You know, when he went up against Eminem, they had the blackball, just like with Irv, just like with Suge. They had to do that. You know, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? The industry fears men that go against the status quo. You know, the industry fears dudes that's not gonna sell out and sell their masters and they pub. They fear that. That's why, you know, they talk down about Benzino. They talk down about Suge. They talk down about Dame Dash. When all these brothers wanted to do was help out their artists. You know, that's all they wanted to do. So when they get on their platforms and they get on these bully pulpits like Vlad or whatever platforms, they want to shit on these men. It's crazy. It is what it is, though. Salute.